Common interest properties, condominiums, and planned unit developments are the fastest growing segment of residential housing in the country.
Did you know in California over 80% of the residential building permits were for common interest communities?
It's the best investment I ever made.
Welcome home. You've just moved in and you're probably excited to see what your new community has to offer. You're not alone. Matter of fact, you're one of over 48 million households who has made the choice to be part of a planned community, which is the fastest growing segment of residential housing and has been now for better than 15 years. As you become familiar with your new home and surroundings, you're sure to hear about your community organization. It may be called a residents association, owners association, condominium association, or other similar names. I like to refer to it as our community association. This short video you're watching is designed to familiarize you with the purpose and operation of a community association and how you, as an individual owner, can play a positive role within your community. We'll also explore management's role in your community. These three elements consist of the association, management, and owners. Working in unison are what makes your community a great place to live. By understanding the role and responsibilities of each of these three key elements, you can help assure that your community association is operating effectively to protect and enhance your property value, and that you're living up to your obligations as a valuable member of your community. Living within a community association provides many advantages. Freedom from day-to-day worries about maintaining the common elements, leaving you more time to pursue your favorite activities. Many community associations offer recreational amenities such as pools, tennis courts, parks, or golf, which are easily accessed by residents who share in the cost of maintenance, but don't have to worry about doing the work. We're proud of our facilities and the quality of life in our community association. This is a great place to live and a beautiful place to visit. And as in any community association, there are certain responsibilities we all share to ensure harmonious living. So let's take a closer look at some of these. Just what is a community association? The association is a legal entity created as a result of a planned community. All owners are automatically members and pay mandatory fees for the operation of their association. These fees pay for things such as garbage pickup, lawn maintenance, exterior building maintenance, and so on. Governing documents clarify ownership and specify the formation of the association. Other important documents define fees and services and outline rules for living with the community. We'll talk about these documents further in a few moments. On your exterior, the streets, sidewalks, roofs, building exteriors, recreational facilities, and gardens are common elements. That means that they're owned jointly and shared by everyone in the community. Because common elements serve all members of the community, repair, maintenance, decoration, and replacement of most common elements are the responsibility of the association. This may be a difficult concept to understand, so I'd like to explain it to you. One type of common element is called a limited common element. While these are exterior elements that are considered common elements and are maintained by your association, they typically are used by one owner. This might include such things as a driveway, a front door, or a patio or deck. Details regarding your condominium are described in the condominium documents that you received at closing. These documents define the common elements, describe the rules, restrictions, and regulations that the community association has, and how the association is administered. If you're missing any of these documents, please contact us. A board of directors is responsible for governing your association. They help create and enforce these rules. Members of the board are owners serving on a volunteer basis. They're elected by a quorum of residents at the annual meeting. Therefore, it's important that you participate in the annual meetings to vote for your board. Without a quorum, another meeting must be scheduled, wasting valuable association dollars. Since board members are residents, just like yourself, and have volunteered their time, it's important to approach problems constructively. Badgering them with complaints each time you meet certainly discourages them from volunteering again. The success of multifamily community living is dependent upon the cooperation and understanding of its members. With that in mind, working together with the board members and committee members can ensure that your community will run smoothly and effectively. After all, board members are owners, just like yourself. How does board planning and budgeting get implemented? The board determines the level and type of services to be provided. Your community association may be self-managed through your board of directors, or it may be professionally managed by a contracted firm. Management is essentially responsible for carrying out the decisions of the board. Management functions include handling association correspondence, arranging the annual meeting and supervising the election of directors, ensuring that appropriate insurance policies for the association are in place and renewed at the appropriate time, providing accounting function, including collecting monthly fees and dispersing funds for services, and managing maintenance, repair or replacement of the common elements. The board of directors will establish the budget for the association. The budget will be determined by the level of service to be provided. All owners are provided a copy of each year's annual budget. Your association fee or dues represents your portion of the overall association budget. Thus, the level of service and any planned maintenance will be reflected in your fee. Once the budget is approved, management will arrange to provide the budgeted services. Management collects the monthly fees from owners on behalf of the association and disperses funds to service providers, such as contractors, waste haulers, pool cleaners, landscaping companies, and so on. When all owners make monthly fees promptly, management can ensure that adequate services are provided. You have an obligation to make your monthly association fees to management. The management arranges for the maintenance and repair of the common elements. If you see something that needs to be done, you should call it to the attention of your board of directors or management. Your association has established a procedure which must be followed to institute common area repairs. If you have any questions whether or not work done on the inside of your condominium would impact common elements, please ask. If you have a work-related request, please submit it to the management. Please note that some actions will be governed by the weather or the seasons and must be scheduled accordingly. Under the direction of the Board of Directors, the management will send out specifications for contracted work, receive bids, and present them to the Board of Directors for the determination and award of the contract. Once contracts are awarded, the management of the association will prepare the work agreements and assist in the supervision of the work. They will also release payment after the work is approved. In any real estate venture, game or reality, there are rules. Universally, the rules and regulations are adopted to give order and continuity so all residents may enjoy the community. Without rules, there would be chaos. The precise definition of the rules and regulations for your community association are found in the community association document described earlier. These documents describe appropriate use of the units, leasing restrictions, collection of assessment, fines for violations of rules, etc. Before we discuss specific rules, let's address one of the most frequently asked questions. Why are there so many rules? Community living is based on sharing a common area with your neighbors, and any use of the common area must respect the sharing arrangement. Unfortunately, what is acceptable to one resident may not be acceptable to others. Some people like pink flamingos in the front yard, and others do not. To avoid a serious set of ongoing confrontations, a basic set of rules have been created to define what is acceptable and what is not acceptable for your condominium community. But most are based on the condominium's golden rule: respect the rights of your co-residents. Veteran condominium residents know that the most frequent disagreements between residents involve the 3 Ps: parking, pets, and people. These are the rules regarding the parking of your vehicles and what type of vehicles you may park in the common element. Common restrictions are that there should be no trucks, trailers, or commercial vehicles parked at the community. Vehicles that are parked on site should be licensed and operational. These rules will help to prevent your community from looking like a used car lot. Certain areas of your community might be designated for the parking of the vehicles. A basic guideline is to park in your garage, carport, driveway, and common parking lots. You should avoid parking on the lawns, sidewalks, and any area that may be designated as a fire lane. Pets are the second member of the 3 Ps. Pets are often like a member of your family, and most condominiums allow 1 or more pets. But the condominium community has been designed for people, so the rules for pets ensure that your pet does not create a serious conflict with one of your co-residents. Animals must be leashed when outside and must be attended to by a responsible person. You must clean up the pet's droppings from the common elements. No pets in pools or clubhouses. Pets must be good neighbors. No savage or dangerous animals. No obnoxious noise, odor, or unsanitary conditions. Most of the remaining rules involve the last member of the 3 Ps, people, and the things they might do to negatively impact their neighbors. We all create trash, and it has to be hauled away. On the other hand, nobody wants to live in an active landfill. So the rules ensure that trash will not be left to build up for days or be scattered throughout the community. Some typical rules to follow are: do not put the trash out prior to the designated time, typically the morning of collection. Properly package the trash. Many communities require or encourage recycling. Check the rules for specifics or contact the management. The use of decks and barbecues involve both safety and the general appearance of the community. Basically, the deck is not a storage shed, and deck furniture must be removed during the off-season. The use of barbecue grills may be governed by the local fire regulations and the condominium documents. Garage sales or other signs can create a disruption. If each resident conducted a major garage sale, the community would become like a shopping mall with all the parking problems and garish signs. So most complexes will not allow this. For sale or for lease signs must also be approved and are subject to restrictions. Let's take a moment to explain one of the fundamental concepts of community living. The most common form of real estate ownership is that of a single-family dwelling. In this setting, you, the owner, are also custodian of all the elements making up your residence. In a joint ownership scenario, you now have a 50% interest in decisions involving your residents. In addition, you also share the responsibility for such items as repairs, lawn care, and insurance. In a community association, you share ownership with many owners. Although your expenses and obligations are spread out and are lessened considerably, you still must get consent from the other owners in order to make changes. We can't anticipate every question that you might have, but here are the ones we most often encounter. It seems that our condominium fees are a different amount than many of our friends. Why is that? This is by far the most frequently asked question or the most often discussed between friends. Why are my condominium fees higher than my friends? Their unit is just like ours. As we discussed earlier, the condominium fee is your proportional share of the association budget. The only way to compare fees is to compare budgets between the units. Compare the services provided, the improvements scheduled, the utilities provided, and so on. If there is a major difference in fees, there's probably a major difference in the services provided. How is the amount of my monthly fee calculated? In a condominium association, each owner holds title to an interest in common facilities. That interest or percentage of ownership may be equally split among owners, or it may be divided proportionately, depending upon classification set up by the developer. Your governing documents explain how your community's common elements are shared. The yearly budget is divided among the residents either equally or by proportional value. Does the management have a key to access our unit? The management does not have a key to enter your unit. However, they must be able to access the unit to make emergency repairs. Therefore, you are responsible for providing a means to enter the unit. If you do not provide this information and an emergency arises, access may have to be obtained by damaging the unit, and you will be responsible for the cost of repair. Can I change or enhance the exterior of my home? You cannot modify common elements without specific approval of the Association Board of Directors. This requirement is not only for the exterior appearance, but for any of the common elements you may share with your other residents. How is approval granted for the work that I have requested? Does the management company determine and prioritize the repairs at the community? The management company does not determine what tasks are done and what tasks are not done. This is done by the Board of Directors. If a specific repair was not made, it is often due to the fact that it involves an expensive capital replacement, and the association has not included this in the annual budget. So, the Association Board of Directors must make a choice: proceed with the project using reserve funds, postpone the project until next fiscal year, cancel the project, or institute an additional assessment to pay for the project. We hope this tape has provided a useful introduction to condominium living. We also encourage you to read the condominium documents and become involved in your community.